Well, as it is our custom on this show to actually share real-life experiences of business people for us to learn and pick critical lessons for doing business from. Even today, we bring you a very good story of an entrepreneur who has ticked certain boxes and is today running a thriving business.
My name is Karen Chaze. What I basically do is upcycle old car tires into furniture. Yes, I've been doing my work ever since my Essex vacation, and I've been upcycling. I started upcycling when I was in my Essex vacation. And I remember after I'd lost my father, I had a lot of pain, that I couldn't channel anywhere. So this came as an opportune moment for me to start doing my work. But the bigger picture is that I'm an artist from way back. It's not something I did at campus, but it's something I studied I studied ever since I was young, and also I practically did my work. Since I was a child, I was always crafting things from boxes and things like that. We pick tires randomly, but also people in my family and friends know that I upcycle old car tires. So sometimes they call me up and I pick them up, have a transport person deliver them to my workstation or deliver them somewhere that I have given them a location that where they should deliver them. And sometimes I go to garages, sometimes I buy them. Well, the idea for me that I have is a conservation drive. So it should be that we are picking these tires. We're picking them from places like Katanga, from places like Boise, from our neighborhood, from our community, immediate community, so that we can conserve the environment. Because when you go to the area of renewable energy, they do not factor in the tires so much. They mostly look out for the waste polythene bags and how they're improving in cook stoves and cooking, and then the solar energy comes in. But then I think that tire upcycling is something that is usually shoved on the side, but then I'm thinking that it's something that's really important, that should be looked at and considered, because tires actually pollute the environment when they are burnt. In the long run, they produce carcinogenic fumes, which are very highly cancerous. My business, when you do not market and you're sitting around, well, no one will know your work, and so you will not get clients. But I market through my social media platforms, and I also do my marketing one-on-one. When I meet people, I introduce myself on events, occasions. But social media has done it. Lately, I've been signing up to also sell my work on Jumia. In 2018, I was recognized by Uganda Registration Services Bureau as a woman in innovation. And I've registered the business. I registered the business in 2018 legally as Karen's Creations Limited. And also, I've been invited to speak and inspire young people in different platforms. I happen to be a part of the Ideas for Action, which is courtesy of World Bank. Through my work, I was able to, live a good life at campus. It's a bit hard, but when you have an extra income, you're able to add on to what your parents have given you, and you're able to, get something. So I've also acquired a workstation. I've been able to employ young people. I've been able to train them. People call me and say, you know what, I have this idea. What do you think that I can do? And I tell them, you know what, passion is important. When you're passionate about something is when you know that you can go for that something and do it. But the moment you are not passionate about something and you're there for the money, you're hitting a dead end. Some of the challenges that we face are, well, sometimes you're looked down on, especially men. Some of them, when they don't see you doing this work, they think you actually don't do this work. So that makes you feel a bit, demoralized, out of place, I would say. And also the other challenge is the market. Some people are not so receptive with the products. And also the challenge I have is space. I need a bigger working space so I can employ more people and have more trainings. I plan to do trainings and also empower women to know that they can use the resources around them to better their lives. People look so far, but then sometimes the things that you need are just so close to you. And I'm also encouraging people to love what they do. I mean, when you develop love for what you're doing, like I said from the start, that money will follow you. Yeah, it's very key. Young people are they want money and money. How much am I going to be paid and all that? First, be skillful. Get more skills. I remember in the lockdown, I went online. I did a course in interior designing. Be more skillful. Learn French. Learn Kiswahili. Learn Germany. Be knowledgeable. Read books, inspirational books. You know, instead of going and watching movies that do not add value to you, read books. Be more knowledgeable. It's important, yes, that you're very knowledgeable. That way, you're able to build yourself and build others in return. Yes.
Now, in our Make Money segment today, we're trying to see how you can be environmentally sensitive in the technologies that you adopt, while at the same time actually making money or saving money.
One of the biggest contributors to climate change has been identified as carbon dioxide and carbon dioxide emissions. So as a business, this is also part of our global business, made a conscious decision to be carbon neutral by the year 2030. So we are now putting our money where our mouth is. To be carbon neutral, you need to invest. One, it reduces my carbon because I'm no longer burning fuel oil. Two, I am now using locally sourced biomass. Biomass is anything that you can burn. That is biomass, as simple as that. So what we do is we are going to industries and asking them, do you have waste that we can use in our boiler? Because we just burn, get fire, boil water, and get the steam that we need. And that's what we have invested behind. So the additional value in terms of carbon management is that we are then using waste, what would otherwise be waste, in our manufacturing process. So there's additional benefit from that. The further benefit I am getting is that it is cheaper to go and get burgers, to go and get sawdust, to go and sweep somebody's floor and get wood chips and bring them here. And we are encouraging others, coffee husks during the right season. We are harvesting and trying to see how can we burn to get energy, to get steam, to run our factory. So that process continues, and that continues to save energy. So we are actually we are positive contributors. We are ahead of our target when it comes to carbon emissions. By 2030, we are confident that we are going to be there. I think the only small things that we are now dealing with are, for instance, our generators for electricity. Backup generators still run on diesel. We are trying to figure out how do we solve for that. Maybe solar. We are going to look at that. But we are right on track. And then we are very happy in Uganda. The grid power is clean, it's green. So that also contributes to our impact on the environment. So the fact that it is hydro energy is a fantastic positive operating in Uganda and here at Port Bell.
Now, there's no doubt that technology drives business. And indeed, on this tech segment, within this show, we've shared quite a number of great ideas that innovators have come with to drive the technology that drives business. However, in the pursuit of these great ideas, there are many challenges that startups, as they call them today, do contend with. And in this segment, we try to explore some of those.
Not that startups do not want to register their businesses. Actually, if given the opportunity, every startup would want to have a registered business. But sometimes the bureaucracies around registration become so complicated And then people forget that this isn't a startup, you know, people are just trying out things. Also, sometimes it's not so advisable to actually just register for the sake of registration, you know. You must really have validated your idea. Is it working? Is it feasible? Is it viable? And then you can go ahead and register. So otherwise we shall be registering thousands and thousands, and then they don't survive their first birthday. Yet if we give them time, we nurture, we mentor, we coach, then we make them ready for them to be registered, then they can go ahead and register. I was talking to some of our scholars at the Social Innovation Academy, and they were saying that when they go to URBS, the process takes them longer, you know. So there are all these requirements necessary. You have to reserve the name, and then after reserving the name, then you have to wait. And we also realized that those who pay lawyers to do the registration for them takes short time, and that also needs money. And imagine a struggling social innovation. They don't even have money for rent, you know, and they can't cough 1 million to register their business as soon as possible. How do you expect them to survive? They're already struggling to survive, to run a business. So, like, I think if maybe the policies could be made easier and simpler, then maybe we will register as many innovations as possible.
Now we've come to the end of our edition of Man and Markets today. I've been your host, Charles Boji. We're glad that you're actually following us. Keep following us, especially on our digital and social media channels. We have these and more stories trending in those spaces. From me and team, we again want to wish you a very good evening. Keep following us. Let's keep the conversation going.